Okay, so firstly, I am Adrika, and my first question to you all would be that how many of you have used Redux? I guess almost everyone has used Redux here, and we are on the same page on that because even I have used Redux extensively in all my web development projects, and I have loved using Redux to be very honest. However, while starting off with Redux, I used to be very overwhelmed by seeing the code structure and the folder structure that Redux had with many stores, reducers, and every other thing. So currently, there is a new technology, a new emerging state management technology, Zustand, which was mentioned a lot of times in Nishchal's talk also. And due to that reason and flexibility it provides, Zustand can be an alternative to Redux. And other than that, like almost everyone has faced issues with like data fetching. Matlab, there can be cases where you have made multiple API calls. However, it might not be needed. And data fetching is one of the most performance effective tasks in React or any web application. So a good alternative or a suggestion for alternate data fetching technique can be React Query. So React Query is a one-stop solution for all your data fetching, synchronizing data, as well as caching data things. And Zustand plus React Query is a very compact and a dynamic view, which can enhance performance of your React application and create a charm in that. So yeah, before moving ahead, a brief introduction about myself. I am currently working as SD1 at e-commerce app Meesho. Previously, I worked at a data management startup called as Lemnis. Apart from that, I'm a very big open source enthusiast and an active open source contributor too. And I was previously contributing to Postman as a open source contributor under Google Summer of Code. So why this topic? Like everyone here knows about state management and every other technology. Redux has been a disruptive state management tool. So briefly, I would first cover like what exactly is state management in React. For example, if I have a water bottle and it has 1 liter of water and one of my colleague Jason walks in and says that this has 1 liter of water, and in some while another colleague walks in, Joey, and he says that there is only 500 ml of water left in this bottle. So when I reach there, the only thing I would have in my mind, at least one of them is lying, and only one, at least one of them is saying the truth, and other one is lying. But this can't be the case because there is only a single truth scenario, and there are different states that water bottle has been in. It might be that the water has been consumed, spilled. So it becomes very necessary to track all the states. And this same concept is used in our web world, that there is only a single source of information and the components that we are having, they aren't aware of that. So due to this, state management becomes a very important thing. And about data fetching, I guess it is very important because if we won't have any data, how would we manage data or display anything? So data fetching and performance becomes an important thing, and that's why Zustand as well as React Query together, they both are like a beast, which I'll be covering further. So yeah, Zustand is a relatively newer state management tool and it's just a emerging technology. Why is Zustand becoming popular these days in recent times? It is because of its easy modular structure. And we all know about Redux, how complicated and boilerplatey it is. However, in case of Zustand, it has a very flexible approach and we can create custom hooks out of it, which we can use throughout our React application. And as a developer, I really love using hooks and functional programming. So Zustand is very easy and has a easier learning curve than Redux. Moving ahead, so basically, Redux is very powerful, but it comes with a lot of complicated boilerplate structure with stores, reducers, mentioning actions, dispatching those actions, payload, and every other thing. However, in case of Zustand, I just have to create a store create some actions in it, create some custom hooks, and I can easily use it throughout my code. First time while using Redux, as I mentioned, while I looked at that large code base, I myself was questioning that why had I started learning this thing. But when I started off with Zustand, it was relatively easier for me because in 2 hours or something, after reading the documentation and checking out some tutorials, I was able to build a project using Zustand. Moving further, also one of the teachers that I follow told me that talk is cheap. You should show me the code. So this is a code example where I have set up a store using Redux, and on the other hand, I have set up the same store using Zustand. So in case of Redux, you can see that there is a reducer created, action is created, and then the store is created. And for using this, we have to dispatch these actions into our code. However, in case of Zustand, there is just a simple custom hook that I have created and an action I have created within it. The set function is provided by the Zustand itself to manipulate the state and every other things. So due to this reason, the code length also, you can compare that Zustand is relatively easier and less complicated than Redux. So before moving towards a live demo, I would first like to start off with React query or data fetching, because without any data, what will be managing in our local state? So data fetching, and usually the API calls that we do are done by use effect or other things, and might have been possible, like it has been with me, that sometimes I used to forget adding some dependency key and some other things, and my console used to throw a warning, your dependency key is missing and everything else. And some cases, like we used to write error handling and every other thing. So for that, a new alternative was React Query. React Query is a one-stop solution for your data fetching, caching, maintaining data states, automatic error handling, and every other thing. And again, this is also based on hooks. We can create some custom hooks using React Query, and we can use it throughout our code. So React Query provides us with two hooks, use query and use mutation. So use query, when we are fetching some get request or something, we can use query, and use mutation can be utilized when we are using post request or any other thing. Other than this, React Query provides state like error, loading state, fetching state, and refetch, rather than writing set timeouts, which increase the complexity of the program, as Suman also mentioned in her talk. We can avoid that and use this refetch thing. Further moving ahead, I would like to show a live demo about the dev tools of React Query, as well as some of the code of Zustand, that why is it easier. Yeah. So basically, since I'm working in e-commerce, I really love fetching APIs that revolve around products and all. So for fetching data here, I have used React Query for fetching all my data. I have fetched about 10 products or something, and these are being fetched by React Query. You can see this cute island notification here. This is the dev tools for React Query. So as you can see here, this products is somewhat what we call as query key in the React Query, where once I call my data from the API, it is stored in this products and it is cached until 5 minutes of time, and then my API is refetched automatically. This feature is also provided to us by React Query only. And these are the states that I mentioned. We'll be soon seeing in the code what these states are. If I want to trigger a loader or something, matlab some delay is happening, then I can just trigger a loader and a loading state will appear with custom loader if I want to add. Similarly, if I want to trigger some error, then error would be thrown if I want. And currently you can see this stale state here. This means that your data is in the query key. However, it's not fresh right now. Now I'll just click on refetch. And by this, I can fetch data again from the API. And on clicking on refetch for just a millisecond, you can see this fetching going to 1. So this is what basically React Query is all about. It we can avoid calling a API multiple times, and because the cached data could help us, we can avoid set timeouts to call API again after 5 seconds or something. We can just put a time in the refetch call. We are returned the error function from the query hook, which we can use if there is an error, it can just show ki, yeah, there is the error here. So similarly, we'll first go through the code for React query. So this is a very simple web application that I have created. So this is how we just utilize React query. I have created a custom hook where I have just mentioned the query key as products. And this is a normal Axios API call that has been performed here. And now to consume this hook, as you had seen, I had shown it in a drop down that all the products are coming. So I have to consume this hook in this component. So I just had to write this one line where I got this data and other objects like loader, error, refetch, where I could automatically fetch. And other than this, there are many other states also, like, so these are all the states like success and all. So if you want to show a success shows that your data is here, you can just click on if is success, you can show your data here, create a custom loader in case of loading, which I have written here. And rather than adding a extra state, which we used to do in use effect while fetching data, that when we have fetched the data, set that state, we can directly get the data from the React query and we can map it or use it or transform it any ways we want. Now, the second thing is coming towards a stand. So since now we have the data with us, the server-side data with us, we can manage that data using our state management tool, which in this case is Zustand. For example, I have selected one of the products, and this is a add action, which I had mentioned created in my hook. So for this, for the demo purposes, I had stored all the data in my local storage, and Zustand provides this utility where you can store the data in local storage using persist. So currently the state of products is that it is empty. So as soon as I perform a add action, uh, yeah, you can see some data, and this was the very first action that I had performed. Other than that, I have this delete action, remove action, or anything you could call. And as soon as I have done this, the data here has been updated. So now coming to the code part, I have created a simple store, and you can see here that in this store, no additional reducers is there, no payload is present, and nothing other additional code is there. Only a simple custom hook, which I have created here, use product store. This create is a function that is provided by Zustand for creating a store. We have to use this. And these are the actions. So Zustand provides us with a state and a set method by which we can manipulate this state anytime we want to. Now, after creating the store, second thing is ki how we consume this and perform actions on it. What is dispatching actions in Redux? So firstly, I wanted to perform a add action here. So for add action, this is the thing. Zustand returns me a state where I can perform the action. So this was the state that I was getting, and I have performed the addition action. That whenever I click on the submit button, add action should be called. And similarly, for other things which I have used the remove product or toggle, these are also my actions which I have enacted on the state that has been provided to me by Zustand only rather than using any other. So you can see that even React Query, even Zustand, they are all based on React hooks. And hooks any day are easier nowadays, and hooks are preferred more. And other than that, like Zustand can be a competitive alternative to Redux. It can't be Redux versus Zustand. It's just a competitive alternative to Redux, which has a easier learning curve and can be used nowadays in companies. And since it is a emerging technology, it takes time for people to adapt it. But sooner in time, it would be a very good option or a opt-in for it. And talking about React Query has is being used in many production grade applications nowadays because the extensive API framework that it provides, like use query for the get request, use mutation for the post and patch requests, is also being used, and the caching thing and all. So all in all, Zustand is something where from which you can use your manage your local states. However, React Query is something where you can manage your server data and all other data that you are getting and manage it via Zustand. Individually, the two tools are very powerful, but together, if they are used, they are like a beast. And to end with it, Zustand and React Query are just like Iron Man and Captain America of your React application. They are really helpful. And in this talk, I can't cover almost everything like the component re-rendering prevention and everything that are provided by these utilities. So if you want to get to know more about this, you can refer to the reference docs of Zustand as well as React Query. The documentation is really extensive and really good. So yeah, that's it. And if you guys have any feedback or something for me, you can connect with me on my socials. And also, since this was my first talk, so I would really appreciate any feedback, either good or bad. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, thank you.